Hello, Tom here from The Run Testers. In this video I am going to be taking a look at the New Balance Hierro V6 trail shoe. Let's take a look and see what I thought. So first of all, let's take a look at those stats. This is going to cost you £125 or $134.99. It weighs in for me at 317 grams or 11.2 ounces in a size 8. For women it's 282 grams or 9.9 ounces. The drop is 8 millimeters. So for me, I think the Hierro is kind of like a semi-trail shoe. It's really designed for trails that are a little bit more like road, kind of gravel paths, forest paths, things like that. They're not very technical terrain. They're more just taking you that step from road to trail, and it's just a little bit harder. You want something that's got a little bit more grip. You want something that's a little bit more hard wearing, protects your feet a bit more. But really, it's not your hard wearing, fully technical trail shoe that's designed for something like heading up a mountain in the snow and things like that. The midsole uses New Balance's Fresh Foam, which is popular across most of its range nowadays. And it's a good midsole because it's quite cushioned, but it's also fairly responsive as well. There's a synthetic mesh upper, which is reinforced in most places. It's quite a sturdy, thick upper, but it does have quite a lot of kind of holes and perforations in it for breathability. But it does feel quite hard wearing as well. There's a lot of cushioning that sits around the collar section, and the midfoot does seem to have a little bit more reinforcement in it as well. There's this booty upper construction, which is designed to give a nice lockdown fit, which is what you want when you're out on the trails. You want to be able to move your feet at different angles and know that your foot's in a locked, supportive position. There's toe protect technology around the front, which is slightly rubberized, reinforced section to keep the toes safe if you're kicking rocks or anything and you don't want to end up with bruised toes. There's Vibram outsole, which is the go-to outsole really for trail shoes where you want a really good level of durability, but also you want a good load of grip as well, for running across different sorts of wet and slippy terrain. There's also this sort of interesting lace closure system here, presumably designed for a nicer lockdown fit. I've not really noticed any difference from it. It feels fine to me, so it's not a bad thing. And there's also obviously a lot of interesting design elements that I'm not sure whether they're actually aesthetic or they're actually functional. Like this section at the back here, which presumably, we talk about heel quite a lot on the channel at the moment because everyone seems to be doing stuff with heels on shoes. But it's kind of this extended heel block at the back here, which is presumably there to kind of pick up the heel strike as you hit the ground. But I'm not sure how much that small bit of rubber is going to help out with running on the trails. The fit for me, it's a really comfortable shoe actually. There's a lot of cushioning in here, especially around the mid section and the back section. It feels really nice to wear, and I think that's what this shoe is designed for. It's built for comfort, but it does feel locked down and secure. There's definitely, it's not tight, it's not narrow, but it does feel like there's a nice lockdown fit that you've got, probably with this kind of added support that you're getting in the interior of the shoe here. So I've really enjoyed running in the shoe. I think when I first started wearing it, I struggled to work out what exactly it was designed for. I kind of should have guessed from the outsole. And I picked this up when it was still a bit wet in the UK, and I did run across quite a lot of muddy trails. It's not really designed for muddy trails. The grip's not really built for mud and kind of wet, boggy ground. Since then, it's been a lot drier, and I've been doing a lot more trail runs over dry, harder ground, and that's when it really comes into its own. I think it's a great option for just those kind of more accessible trails that you just want something that gives you a bit of extra grip on different surfaces, but you're not looking for something that's really technical. And it does a great job with it. It's really comfortable. It feels like a road shoe, really. I went out for a run today, which was a half marathon over largely trail, but there were quite a few road sections in between the trails that I was hitting. And when you hit those road sections, it just delivers like a road shoe. It feels like the Fresh Foam 1080 range for that. And I think that's a great explanation of what this shoe is for. If you're about to pick up a trail shoe and you want to, head out to the trails near your house, and there's some roads to get there, this is a great option for it. But I would say if you're going to tackle harder terrain or more technical terrain, it's probably not going to really cover it in a lot of circumstances. That midsole, the Fresh Foam midsole, is very good at delivering. It's soft, it's cushioned, so if you are hitting the harder trails, it's deadening the impact, but not noticeably. It doesn't feel soft. It feels quite hard and responsive still. And that's what you need when you're on those kind of softer trails. So if you're running across fields of dry mud that's still a bit spongy, you want it to be hard. And I think this works very well for that as well. So it's an excellent upgrade from a road shoe if you're starting to hit those trails that are similar to road, and you just want something that will just tackle them better. The Vibram outsole, which I mentioned already, as you can see, the lugs are very small. They're barely even lugs, really. They're more like slight indentations on a normal road shoe outer. But Vibram's rubber is very good at grip, and when running across wet surfaces and wet ground and pavements and gravel and things like that, the grip is very good on this. It works really well, which is why it's probably best designed for those kind of lighter trails, but where you might need more grip. It's also very durable as well. So this outsole, there's very little signs of wear and tear, even though I've used these quite a bit now. So they're probably going to be quite a nice hard wearing shoe that takes you a lot of miles. So my verdict for the New Balance Hierro V6, a great option if you're looking for a trail shoe that if you say you're just starting trail running and you're really just looking to go on easier paths around the house, you know the routes, you're not going to get lost in a bog somewhere, you're not going to have to get over a mountain, you're just going on nice, comfortable, relaxed trails nearby, and you want something that will just take you there without having to resort to wearing a road shoe, just because you've got extra grip in it and you've got extra durability, but you still want the feel of a road shoe. The other option I'd buy this for as well is probably those kind of longer distance ultra style efforts where it's on nicer paths, where it's drier, where it's more gravelly through trails, and you want something that's comfortable, delivers a bit like a road shoe, so you've got that responsiveness as well, and you want to pick up the pace quite nicely. This is probably going to do a great job. However, what I would say is that if you don't have any trail shoes and you're looking for a trail shoe and you want the option of doing cross country, or you might go to somewhere like the Lake District and you want a trail shoe that's going to cover you for lots of different terrains, you're going to struggle with this, because if you take this into the Lake District and it's wet, this is going to become very, very slippy, and it's not going to help you at all. Once you get into that kind of wet, soft, slippy mud, that responsiveness in the midsole, that grip on the outsole, it's not going to help you in any way. So it's just deciding what type of trail running you want to do, but for a certain type, which is those kind of more comfortable, drier trails, I think this is a really nice option, and I really enjoy running in this for those. Today's run was absolutely fantastic in this, in the lovely British summertime, across the dry trails. It was just perfect. So that's it from me. Thanks a lot for watching this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe and click that little bell, and check out the channel for all the other videos we've got, from the latest trail shoes to road shoes, headphones and watches to make running a little bit more enjoyable for you. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you soon.